us now is the Democratic congressman from the state of Nevada, swing state that we talk about, Congressman Stephen Horsford. He is also the chair of the Congressional Black Caucus. Congressman, thanks for being with us here on the Hill tonight. Appreciate it, sir. The former president giving that warning the other day. Was he right to do so and do so in that manner?
Well, look, what I do know is that Black men are among the most dedicated bloc of voters in every election, second only to Black women when it comes to our understanding of the importance of our vote, turning out in every election, and understanding that our fundamental rights, freedoms, and opportunities are at stake in this election, which is a very consequential election because we have two very clear and competing visions for moving our country forward. One that's about raising up everyone's opportunity by having an economy that works for everyone versus Donald Trump and Trump's Project 2025 that's really about trying to take us backward. The majority of Black men that I talk to really have questions about what has been done in the last 4 years, and more importantly, what will be done in the next 4 years that will improve their economic lives.
So that's interesting, and hearing you talk about the message, sir, because in that New York Times poll over the weekend, Black voters, Kamala Harris is up 76 to 13, but that number is not as strong as it has been for recent Democratic candidates.
But look,
Black
it's 70,
men, it was up, 69 to 16.
Even if you accept that poll for being fact, which I question, that's over 75% of the vote. So why are we continuing to focus on a small number that votes conservatively every election? That's my question.
President Biden in Pennsylvania, Black voter support 2020, 92%, Donald Trump 7%. And so look, Kamala Harris is trying to address this head on. And so I guess the question is, how come the message that you talk about, and you're telling me that they want to evaluate the last 4 years and look forward, have they just looked at the last 4 years? That New York Times poll, it talks about the economy. Only 26% of Black voters give a favorable view of the economy. Have they looked at the last 4 years and said, not for me?
No, in fact, what they've said is they want to focus on the issues that matter most to them. Look, Black people and Black voters and Black men are not a monolith. We don't all think and act and vote exactly the same. We have different perspectives. We have different political ideology. And to somehow question that we're all going to fall into one category is simply false. What the vice president is doing is she's making sure that she is reaching out and earning every single voter, and Black voters included, Black men and men at large. She understands that in order to win, she has to talk about her vision for how she will move our country forward. Yes, building on the progress of what we've achieved in the last 4 years by capping the cost of insulin at $35, creating 16 million new businesses, 3 million that are Black-owned businesses, lifting 50% of children out of poverty. That's what's been done in the last 4. But now she's also talking about what will be accomplished. And what she laid out today is about making sure that we have an ownership-driven economy, one that allows people to have a stake in the American dream by owning a home and providing $25,000 worth of down payment grants, helping entrepreneurs that have a good idea to start their business by providing up to $20,000 of forgivable loans to help that business get off to a good start, and then providing up to $50,000 worth of tax deductions to help those businesses grow and to thrive. Rather than giving big tax cuts to the very wealthy, her focus is on small businesses and entrepreneurs.
Congressman Horsford, we got to leave it there. Chairman of the Congressional Black Caucus, thanks for being with us tonight here on the Hill. Appreciate it, sir. Thank you for watching, and make sure you go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.